The Minecraft movie is a blocky miracle, not because it's a cinematic masterpiece, but because it even exists. After a solid decade stuck in the kind of development hell that swallows other movies whole, the film we finally got was just one of countless possibilities. For every scene that made it to the big screen, a dozen others were left behind in the digital ruins. So today, we're grabbing our pickaxes and digging through the forgotten files to uncover every deleted storyline, every scrapped character, and every wild, alternate universe version of the Minecraft movie, the movie that never was. Before director Jared Hess gave us Jack Black as Steve, another creative mind was deep in the trenches, planning a completely different film. We're talking about Rob McElhenney, the mastermind behind It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Back in 2015, Warner Brothers handed him the keys to the kingdom, and his vision was ambitious, darker, and honestly sounded incredible. McElhenney's version was described as a more mature, coming-of-age adventure with a tone similar to the Goonies. It was meant to capture the feeling of wonder and danger that defines the game. He wasn't just spitballing ideas. His team created a mountain of concept art and storyboards that give us a glimpse into this lost film. The artwork shows a world that felt more like a high fantasy epic. We see breathtaking designs for different biomes, like a lush, almost mystical jungle and a truly terrifying version of the Nether. Early sketches of mobs like the Enderman and the Iron Golem looked more imposing, leaning into the game's creepier elements. This wasn't just about fun and gags, it was about survival. So, what happened? Why did this awesome-sounding movie get scrapped? Well, after years of development, production schedules clashed. McElhenney had to choose between directing the Minecraft movie and his commitments to Always Sunny. In the end, he stepped away, and the studio decided to go in a completely different direction. It's one of Hollywood's great what-ifs. While we can't watch his movie, the surviving artwork proves that for a while, a very different and arguably more epic Minecraft movie was on the horizon. The original quest. Long before the final plot about the Piglins was locked in, the movie was poised to tackle the game's ultimate boss, the Ender Dragon. This wasn't just a single deleted scene, it was a completely different central conflict that would have changed everything. Official concept art, commissioned by Warner Brothers from the talented artist Peter Scholl, shows a film centered entirely around a journey to the end. The artwork is stunning. It depicts breathtaking landscapes, a dangerous trek through strongholds, and an epic final confrontation with the dragon itself. The entire vibe was that of a classic fantasy quest, with our heroes venturing into the unknown to face an almost godlike entity. Further evidence of this storyline comes from a very public place, a McDonald's commercial. The tie-in ad campaign for the movie heavily featured the Ender Dragon Egg, the ultimate trophy for defeating the beast. This strongly suggests that the original plot revolved around acquiring the egg, protecting it, or perhaps dealing with the catastrophic consequences of it hatching in the overworld. The switch to a Piglin-focused story was likely a strategic one. Maybe the studio felt a story about the overworld and its familiar mobs was a more accessible entry point for casual audiences. Perhaps they wanted to save the epic Ender Dragon fight for a potential sequel, establishing the world and characters first. Whatever the reason, these tantalizing pieces of concept art show us an alternate film that would have been a visually spectacular, high-stakes fantasy adventure from the very beginning. Casting what-ifs and honoring a king. A movie's soul is in its characters and the actors who bring them to life. The Minecraft movie was no exception, and the casting process had its own share of twists, turns, and near misses. It's hard to imagine anyone but Jack Black playing Steve, bringing his signature comedic energy and rock and roll flair to the role. But in the chaotic early days of development, his name was tossed around for a very different character. Believe it or not, there were whispers and early reports that Jack Black was being considered for the role of a pig. Can you even picture it? A wisecracking, possibly musical pig, voiced with the full, unrestrained energy of Jack Black. Would he have been a loyal sidekick? A surprisingly profound philosopher pig? We'll never know for sure, but it's a hilarious alternate reality to consider. One of the film's most touching moments is its tribute to the late, great Technoblade. For the millions of fans in the Minecraft community, Technoblade was more than just a YouTuber. He was a legend, a master of the craft whose impact is still felt today. The small, respectful nod to him in the movie meant the world to his fans. But here's the thing, it almost didn't happen. Incredibly, the tribute wasn't originally in the script. It was the young actor Sebastian Hansen, who plays Henry, who championed the idea. As a gamer and a fan himself, Hansen understood how important it was to honor Technoblade's legacy within the official Minecraft movie. He suggested the inclusion, and thankfully, the filmmakers listened. Think about that for a second. A moment so powerful and meaningful to millions could have been completely missed if not for a young actor speaking up. It's not a deleted scene in the traditional sense, but an almost deleted tribute. Its inclusion adds a layer of heart and respect that connects the film directly to the community it represents, making the final cut all the more special. Valkyrae's cut cameo. Cameos are a time-honored tradition in movies like this, a fun way to wink at the die-hard fans. The Minecraft movie was set to feature several content creators, but one of the biggest names ended up on the cutting room floor. News reports confirmed that streaming superstar Valkyrae filmed a cameo appearance for the movie. While the exact nature of her role was never officially detailed, speculation suggests she might have appeared in the scene where Garrett is making a purchase. Unfortunately, her scene was completely removed from the final version of the film. Rumors swirled on forums like Reddit, with users speculating that she might have accidentally revealed confidential, behind-the-scenes information leading to her removal, but this has never been confirmed. Whatever the reason, it's a bummer for her fans who were excited to see her on the big screen, and a reminder that even when a scene is filmed, it's never guaranteed to make it into the movie. The scene that was just too funny and too hard to make. Alright, let's get to what is probably the most legendary and painful deleted scene of them all. This is a concept so ridiculously brilliant, so perfectly in line with the game's chaotic spirit, that its absence is a true loss for comedy. We're talking about the Piglin Robot Trojan Horse. Yes, you heard that correctly. In interviews, director Jared Hess described a sequence they had planned that involved a gigantic Trojan horse, built to look like a piglin designed to infiltrate a village. He called it one of the funniest sequences they had conceived, and it's easy to see why. Just imagine the visual gag potential. A massive, clunky, probably malfunctioning piglin mech lumbering across the landscape, with our heroes crammed inside. It's pure comedic gold. So why, in the name of all that is blocky, did this masterpiece of Piglin engineering get the axe? This is where the unique challenge of making a Minecraft movie comes into play. Hess explained that a core principle of the production was that everything you see in the movie should, in theory, be buildable within the actual game of Minecraft. They were dedicated to that authenticity. Apparently, recreating this complex, likely very animated, giant Piglin bot within the Minecraft game engine for potential tie-ins or just to stick to their own rule proved to be technically impossible. The limitations of mirroring such a complex movie asset directly in the game led to this iconic scene being scrapped. It's a shame from a comedic standpoint, but you have to admire their dedication to keeping the movie's world grounded in the game's logic. Still, I'm holding out hope that some Redstone genius out there will see this as a challenge and build it anyway, just to prove them wrong. Hidden homages. Beyond the massive story shifts and deleted scenes, the movie's development history is littered with smaller, fascinating artifacts and details that hint at what could have been. One of the most curious is a piece of concept art that showed simply a cat. Was this just a random mob design for environmental detail, or was there a specific feline sidekick planned that never made the final script? Given Minecraft's love for its furry, creeper-repelling friends, it's not a stretch to think a cat character might have been considered. It remains a small, furry mystery. Finally, for the eagle-eyed film buffs out there, the movie contains a very subtle and unexpected cinematic homage. The design of the main Piglin leader, particularly the mask he wears, carries a distinct visual reference to Bane from Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises. That imposing mask, the powerful and menacing stance, it's a cool, unexpected nod hidden within this blocky world, proving that the filmmakers were having fun layering in their own influences. From a dark Goonies-style adventure to a full-blown fantasy epic, and from a Jack Black pig to a Trojan hog, the Minecraft movie could have been 1,000 different things. The film we got is just one timeline in a multiverse of possibilities. Which of these deleted ideas do you wish had made it into the final film? Let me know down in the comments. I'm dying to hear what you think. And as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from behind the screen. See you next time.